So, people, Arsenal have made their first signing of the season. And it's not who you think it is. It's actually Kepa. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. And look, before we get into anything, I have a starting question for all of you that, hopefully you can answer in the comments below. Are you happy with Kepa Arrizabalaga being Arsenal's second choice keeper for the next season? Let me know. Do you think we could have done better? Do you think it's a good option? Let me know your thoughts, man. Let's get a discussion going. So, look, we've received a David Ornstein bomber. Yeah? Hey, I ain't had one of these in a while, and I won't lie, it wasn't quite the bomber that got my hair standing up, got me, feeling a type of way, got me jumping and screaming about my room. But I won't lie, it's business that needed to be done. So look, Arsenal to sign Kepa Arrizabalaga from Chelsea. Deal in process of being finalised after 30-year-old Spanish goalkeeper agreed to join AFC and fight for place. 5 million release clause in CFC contract will need activating. And then he's put with Gunner Blog, Jordan C1107 and the Athletic FC. I guess he's tagging up people that got this information with him. You know what I'm saying? So just a few things I wanna go through before we get into the overall of how I feel. Yeah. So the first thing is I'm quite happy at the fact that he's willing to fight for his place. Because I feel like any number two that you bring into your club, they shouldn't have the mindset of, oh, I'm joining Arsenal. Oh, I'm going to get a nice wage. Oh, I'll probably, don't troll me, win things. So, yeah, I'll just sit on the bench, do some training and just ride out and collect my papers. No, we don't need that. We need someone that's going to stay at a certain level. Yeah. And we all saw, as Arsenal fans last season, Neto wasn't able to stay at that level. Yeah. And I don't know if you lot remember, but that Girona game where he decided to dive from outside of the box, yeah, and potentially get a red card and screw up everything. That said enough to me about, where his mentality is at, where his skill level's at, and all of that good stuff. Now, with Kepa, yeah, him wanting to fight for his place, I respect that. Yeah, and he's going to get ample opportunity to do so. I imagine he will be our first team goalkeeper for the Carabao Cup. I assume, and it's an assumption, he'll also be first team goalkeeper for the FA Cup. I imagine Raya will be our first team goalkeeper for the Premier League and for the Champions League. Maybe if we play bigger teams in the latter rounds of the FA Cup, then maybe Raya will come in. And maybe if we face lesser opponents in the Champions League or the Premier League, maybe Kepa will come in. But outside of that, I'm not too sure that he will get anything else than that. But I could be wrong. Hey, I could be wrong. And who knows? Maybe he fights for his place to such a level and impresses to such a level. And if David Raya does slip up, maybe Kepa comes in and then he keeps his place. But cool. Him agreeing the contract, cool. It has no details on the terms yet. So not too sure. I actually don't know how much we're looking to offer him at all. But he has accepted. And I imagine that maybe he might have got a bit more because of the fact that we are only paying £5 million for him. Which brings me on to the next point. Yeah. I know a lot of people in the Arsenal fan base are going to have a problem with this deal because they're going to be annoyed at the fact that we're I guess, quote unquote, buying Chelsea rejects again. Now, cool. Maybe he is a Chelsea reject. Maybe he is. But he's also played for Real Madrid. And he didn't do too bad when he was over there. He played for Bournemouth last season on loan. I think he had a good season at Bournemouth. So it's not like he's coming into Arsenal on the back of like poor form or, or from a negative place. Like he actually had a good season last season. So he did a lot better than Neto. How about that? How about that? He did a lot better than Neto. He did a lot better than a lot of goalkeepers in the Premier League. The only problem with Kepa, and maybe with a bit more coaching, or I don't know, is the fact that when it comes to like shots from distance, he really struggles. And I don't know why, because I would assume those to be the easiest ones to deal with, especially how tall he is and the frame that he has. But yeah, but the 5 million release clause, see, this is where I think Arsenal fans shouldn't be as annoyed as like they were with the Kai Havertz signing, or they were with the Jorginho signing, even though the Jorginho signing wasn't that much either, or they were with the Sterling one. The Sterling one, it was more about how much wages he was paying and the overall like madness in quality. Super dead, I won't lie. But what, at least this is my perspective, and you know, obviously let me know in the comments below if you agree or if you disagree. But 5 million isn't going to help Chelsea in any way, shape or form. That's not an amount of money that's going to help Chelsea in any way, shape or form. So I don't think we should be too concerned about it. If anything, it's a bit of a steal, because we've taken one of Chelsea's, and I do think he's one of their better keepers. I personally think that Kepa is better than Sanchez. I personally think Kepa is better than whoever that, I can't remember his name, the blonde brother. I also think that I actually think he's better than the maybe even all of their goalkeepers. I don't think Chelsea have good goalkeepers. So to take one of their better goalkeepers for 5 million, how there's a 5 million release clause in his contract is beyond me, because I think he's a goalkeeper that could command maybe a 15 to 20 million. So, I mean, if you look at it from different angles, like Chelsea are losing out on P's. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, I don't know. At least just off of the, like, the details put in the tweet from David Orney, yeah, my brother. That's all I really have to say about that. Now, more overall, yeah, and my opinion on Kepa. So, the one thing that's really hard for me to get past, and I'm going to have to try and do it this season, because he is now going to be part of my club. So, you know, I'm someone who I believe you support the players in your team, innit? There's no point me slewing them all the time. Because one day Kepa might be sitting down, halftime hooks on the TV, let me see what he has to say, and I'm slewing him into the ground, and then I don't know, he gets sad. He plays even worse. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm just that way inclined, innit? I'm not really someone that likes to cuss players too much, innit? When it is needed, though, we do go in. But I think he's a good number 2. Do you know? I'm not over the moon with this signing. I'm not going to be singing and dancing about it. I'm not going to be screaming it from the rooftops. But I do think that now Arsenal have a solid number 2. And he is a bit taller than David Raya, so he does provide a different dimension. He can play with the ball at his feet as well. So he's well in line with the way that Arteta wants the team to play, and his expectations of a goalie, being able to play out from the back and getting more involved in the play and the build-up. And, you know, he's a pretty good shot stopper as well. So, look, it is what it is. I'm happier that we decided to invest in I'm happier that we decided to invest in a Premier League proven goalkeeper. I'm happy about that. That's what I'm happy about. Sorry, the little delay is because I was thinking, what, did I actually tell you the problem that I had with Kepa? I don't think I did. I went to go waffle on. Rewind. So, you know, not to go too deep into it, but I can't look past the fact that he, remember when he refused to come off the pitch? Yeah. Okay, cool. Sorry about that. I was like, I was sitting there thinking, what did I actually say what my problem was? I don't think I did. So, yeah, that's my problem. I didn't really like that. But, you know, he's older now, so maybe you get me, but I'm going to have to get used to that. So, look, he's definitely a good second choice. He's not someone that I mind coming off the bench. Sorry, not coming off the bench. Playing in the lesser games, playing in the domestic cup competitions, and I just think we just need to accept it. You know, for the money that it is, I think it's a good deal. Again, I don't feel excited. I'm not excited, but I don't feel that I was ever gonna be excited. I don't think you get excited over signing a second choice goalkeeper, whoever it is. But I won't lie, I'm happy with the business from Berta and everyone involved, because we went from potentially spending like £25 million on a second choice goalkeeper to 5 million. So now that 20 million gap, that 20 million difference, that can be put towards the forward line. That can be put towards midfielder. That can be put towards maybe another centre back. So we can spend that money in wiser ways. Yeah. And obviously you can't ignore the fact that he is Spanish as well. So that probably plays a part. I'm pretty sure he'll feel right at home. And I guess all I can say is welcome to Arsenal, Kepa. So look, people, make sure you check out the video that I did earlier. It will come up soon. Sesko will sign. And I'll catch you next time.